If you're looking for something to do on January 20th that doesn't involve watching Joe Biden get sworn in as president, then good news. You can watch a couple 100,000 delusional Trump supporters hold a virtual second inauguration for Donald Trump on Facebook. According to reports, a group of Trump supporters have created an online second virtual inauguration for Donald Trump to take place on January 20th, concurrent with Joe Biden's inauguration. And so far, that Facebook event has over 325,000 people that have expressed interest in it, and more than 60,000 have confirmed that they will, in fact, be attending virtually this second inauguration. This is a cult. I mean, I think we got to be honest still about that. This is a cult. But folks, the bigger issue is not just that these people are holding this event. No, that's secondary. Whatever. Do what you want to do. The most important thing, is how do we deprogram these individuals? Experts on deprogramming former cult members have spoken out in recent months saying that deprogramming them is essential to moving the country forward. But so far, I haven't seen any real solutions that are viable on how we do that. Because part of the problem with these individuals is that they are tuning into media outlets, whether it's One American News, whether it's Newsmax, whether it's Fox News, that continue feeding into their lies. They're following Donald Trump on Facebook and Twitter. They're listening to his lies nonstop, claiming that he somehow secretly won the election or that there's some kind of deep state plot against him to keep him from being inaugurated. None of this is true. But when we have millions of people in this country that are willing to say this election was stolen, essentially millions living in this alternative reality, in this cult, that's a very real problem. And it's a problem that absolutely has to be addressed. So again, I'm not an expert in psychology. I'm certainly not an expert on deprogramming former cult members, but what I am well versed in is politics. And I think going forward, the best way for these people to be deprogrammed is to see the truth about what the government can be. Joe Biden has been given an enormous opportunity here, an opportunity that I'm almost fairly certain he is going to squander. But nevertheless, if he were listening to progressives, here's what we would do. We would absolutely repair infrastructure here in the United States that has been crumbling since the Bush administration and really never was addressed. We sent all that money over to war. Even during the Obama years, we're sending too much over to the Pentagon. Put some of that money into infrastructure here in the United States. And that's a tiny, tiny piece of it. You want better? Fund public schools. Get rid of all of this dangerous curriculum that's coming mostly from the textbook manufacturers in Texas that are trying to teach, intelligent design, and stick to the facts. Bring back civics. How about you sign on to the UN program that they created a couple years ago designed to teach high schoolers how to differentiate between fake news and real news? How about we institute those programs? And more importantly, how about we actually institute social programs here in the United States that benefit everyone not in the top 1%? Universal health care, student loan forgiveness, debt-free college, things like that, showing the public that, hey, look at what government can be. You're so obsessed with Trump, but you're getting good things now. Things are better for you now. That's going to deprogram a lot of people, but the caveat is that you actually have to do it. You actually have to give them something tangible so they can say, wow, I didn't have this before, but now I do, and my life is better because of it. And I just threw out half a dozen ideas off the top of my head. They could do this. Will they? I'm not optimistic. And therefore, I'm not optimistic that we're going to be able to deprogram these delusional Trump supporters.